Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Final Fantasy 16. When we last left off, we had just finished up in a major fight with Bahamut, where it wound up we fused with Phoenix in a sense when we were primed to take him down. It was an epic fight. Bear with me for 1 second here. I'm actually sick, so I'm trying to open up some medicine. And it looks like I can't do it, so we're gonna do something else. We're gonna pull out a hobby knife and just cut it open. So, we fused, so to speak, so that we could fight Bahamut in space. We picked up Bahamut as an Eidolon, or an icon, but I don't think I'm going to use him. I'm not a big fan. We did pick up, 1 second here, gonna sneeze. We did pick up a bit more knowledge too, which led me to formulate a few theories of my own. One, Typhon, Necrophobe, and Living Flame. I feel they are related in some way, in that they're vessels for Ultima. So, oh, what's this? Okay, sorry about that. A request for assistance. Thank you, Uncle. Just give me a second. I'm just going through to see what we got. Interesting. Anyway, so it led me to believe that Typhon and all them are related to Ultima in the fact that they're his vessels. I feel also with the crystals gathering up large amounts of ether for Ultima to use, he's not looking to use the crystals to destroy the world, but he is looking to use them somehow to cast a spell of some kind. And it's not an offensive spell because, once again, the crystals are doing that for him, right? So, why? What is the point?
No scratches, right?
To me, it makes no sense for him to want that, right? I'm probably wrong, but
That it?
yeah.
Fine.
Like, what does this look like? This is the Brightburn, a weapon we got from Bahamut.
Still alive.
What do you got for us, Karen?
Coin purse weighing you down.
Kind of. I could buy all this if I wanted to. I probably should. I mean, I'm not really using... What the? Interesting.
You'll not find a better price than that.
It seems the hideaway is lost.
I don't know why the hideaway lost its appetite.
Did you see that? Tell me this.
I saw nothing. Ooh, new hunts. What do you got for me? The Mageth brothers? Give me 1 second here. I will be right back. I am just gonna mute this. I'll put in a cut, and then I'll be back. Okay, so let's see here. Merchants who ply their trade in the fields of Korova to level outlaw 5 and 20 hands. So, fields of Korova. I need a sticky note for this. Come on. This is what happens when you record on a really old PC. I kind of wish I had a 2 PC setup, but I don't. Anyway. So, Fields of Korava. Okay. This is somehow Dalmekia, right? A lone rowing boat has been sighted making off the port of Solde. So this is Port Isolde. And the last one is what? Ruin Awakened. Chambrequois, legend tells of a dread dragon who set here after their light with his torn breath. After being with Gregor herself, some sources claim, though it has some forgotten which parts of the tale true and mere myth, around the woodland passes. Woodland passes. Sembrek. Okay. So. First order of business, I guess, is to take care of these hunts. Never mind. Looks like we got plot.
Skies, then.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just a messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
Wow. So much anger. Mind you, the sky is gray now because of what we just did, of what's going on, so.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My
You tried.
countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
That's good.
I hope so.
The indiscernible hope that people have is always good.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
Yes.
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
True. There's only one crystal left.
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this.
Hmm?
Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces. Now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
And what a whim it is.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the
Ruh-roh.
protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
With a fight.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop.
He's not going to, though.
None but us.
Right, now... My question is, nope, still can't leave. Okay. Looks like this is a plot-heavy episode. And that's... okay.
Will we ever see the sun again?
Yes, we will.
Is a storm coming soon?
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I.
The Fallen? Oh, yeah.
And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it.
No, I'm gonna be angry at him.
Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
We're just gonna... This is gonna be a plot episode. That's okay. Sometimes we need big plot. I do feel we need to go see Mid here soon, though.
Clive, we have a problem.
What's that?
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are 3. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got Akashic out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It pours.
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only 2 people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Okay, I'm happy for that. Before we go, though,
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
I do.
Quick look.
Yeah,
Seen enough?
I have. So the first order of business, I feel, will be Isolde. Whoops. Let's go to your local map. I'm willing to bet money that the Cypress Docks are where I'm going. Or the Adelaide Docks. And the reason I feel that way is because they're attacking by boat.
Company.
I'm coming over there, Mr. Akasha Crab.
Come on.
Okay, if not the Cypress Docks. It's an abandoned town, so maybe? Where else could they be? Oh, let's just go along the coastline, I guess. I'll put a cut in here. And we will... I'll put the cut back in, should something happen. So, I guess that means be right back. Oh, hello. What do we got here? The Magath brothers. Let's deal with this now. Oh, that hurt. That's one down. Becomes a lot easier now. It's like a machine gun going off. There we go. That was nice. Perfect. Notorious Mark slain. So, I'm going to call the video here because I do have to do some editing for it. And I am trying to keep this shorter. So, thank you everyone for joining me. My name has been Duke Rafe, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.